Hi everyone, we're the Kellums, and there's 7 of us, so we're called 7. Let's introduce ourselves.
7 questions.
And we're going to answer 7 questions, that's true.
We're going to ask 7 questions.
We're going to ask 7 questions. We're going to answer 7 questions. It's 7. Let's start.
I'm Eric.
I'm Susan.
I'm Susan.
I'm Lauren.
Taylor.
Wow. Simultaneously.
Taylor.
Moving.
Taylor Elizabeth.
Can we get the roll call right?
Taylor.
In birth order, please. All right, birth order from Dad to Zoe. Let's go.
I'm Eric.
You're
That would be you.
I want to wait because that did not sound right.
I'm Eric.
I'm Susan.
I'm Sean.
Taylor. Lauren.
Simone. And I'm Zoe.
And we're 7.
And so we are just going to have a conversation, a family conversation, where every family member has a voice, every family member has a question, and we're going to respond to those questions. Today, by the way, we're talking about family in general and just different questions about family. So, who wants to start?
Nobody? Anybody? All right, I'll go first.
All right, that concludes. Okay.
Oh, no, I want to go first. Let me go first.
Okay.
What is the ideal family size?
That's your question.
7.
What's the ideal family size?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't
She's
think there
asking
is an
what's
ideal
the
family
right size for a
size.
family, and I don't think there's
Yeah.
any one ideal. I think there are so many different types of families and sizes.
Okay, but
Well, so
like if you had your, like us growing up, if we had our own families, like what's the size you would want to have?
That's for you guys to answer then. Because
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Each
Okay.
one of you, how many kids do you want?
3.
Eric wants 2. Lauren wants 3.
Oh, wow. There's already a lot of kids in the world, but if I have to have some, there'll be 2.
You don't have to. You never have to have them.
2 or 3.
That's your
So
choice.
nobody wants 5 kids.
Nope.
Okay,
So
so
did we discourage y'all with that?
all right, so that leads to my question. My question was it like being a part of a large family, and would you have a large family?
No.
And if not, if yes or no, and why? So answer that question.
Huh?
Okay, the question is, what is it like being a part of a large family? Because I consider us to be a large family. You know, sometimes we get. Have you all ever gotten that look or that feeling like we're a big family?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I consider us to be a large family with 7 of us. So what's it like for you guys being a part of a large family? And would you ever have a large family? If yes, why? If no, why?
So, it's complicated being in a large family because you have a lot of annoying siblings and you have to deal with them.
How do you really feel?
Oh wow. So it's
Anybody else?
complicated. Anybody else?
Being in a large family is fun when you're all older, I guess, when you're adults, but when you're younger, I guess it's kind of stressful. I would not have a large family.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with large families. I just personally don't want one.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I just want big kids, you know? When I get older, I don't want like anything more than that, you know? Because, I mean, if I just have a child, I wouldn't want to do it over and over again.
Well, 3 is over and
So
over
you're thinking
again.
about the
I
pain.
know, yeah.
No, I wouldn't think about pain. It's just it's a pain after they're here. Like it's not even like
Oh my,
having the
the
kids.
pain
It's
after
just a pain
here?
of like having that many kids.
Does it look painful? Do we make it look painful?
Not. It's not.
Yes or no?
It's not you guys' fault. It's just
Wow.
being in a large family.
It's alright. We wouldn't take the blame. We just say those are the type of kids you are.
But who made us the type of kids we are?
Eric, what about you? What do you think?
It's good and bad.
All right, what's up? They're both pros and cons.
It's loud. It's kind of irritating sometimes. But it's good, like company. You know, like a lot of people. It's kind of, I'm used to it now, so I'm comfortable with it. But I wouldn't have more than 3 kids.
You're all never lonely.
So, Simone.
You said it like it's a bad thing. Never lonely.
Simone, what do you think?
I mean,
What did she say? I don't know about what I like yet. I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
would you have a large family?
So you haven't thought
I don't
about it. Okay.
Well, they're good to play games with, you know?
They're good to play games with. You know.
But you can invite friends over for that. Like you don't need to have the kids that you have to take care of.
Well, you know, I think it's interesting because you guys, none of us have been only children. Your dad had an only child experience at some point, But you guys certainly are not only kids. I wasn't an only child, and your dad had siblings as well. But I remember having friends in school that were only children, and to me, I had enough just from what they would say that I knew I was blessed or fortunate to have siblings.
Only children are special.
They just seem really lonely
So
a lot of the
special.
times. Or honestly speaking, they seem to be a little bit, I guess thirsty is the wrong word, but they needed attention when they got to school.
Yeah, we're not calling anybody.
I'm not
who's
trying to-
the only
All I would
child
say
out
is if
there
I had a child, I would feel
thirsty.
obligated to have another one because I wouldn't want to leave my child.
Well,
by
that's the
myself.
kids that I grew up seeing that were only children when they got to school, and I didn't understand it at the time, but the way that they acted out sometimes in class, then it was like, oh, this is all they get.
But again, only children out there, we're not bashing you or
No.
calling you thirsty or anything. Lauren, speaking of large families, why don't you ask Eric the question you had?
Eric, what is it like being like a family with a whole bunch of girls, like a whole bunch of sisters and brothers?
At first, it was rough at first. I didn't like it. But I mean, it's been how long? Like,
Well, since I've been here.
16 years.
yeah. So
Well, 16 is just one sister.
Yeah,
So
but
then-
he's had a sister for 16.
But you
But-
said a lot of
Oh,
sisters.
so 9 years.
it's been a while.
Nine,
So
ten.
I say 2 sisters is a lot
I'm
of
used to
sisters.
it now, so it's alright now. I don't have a problem with it. I love all y'all.
So we know you love them, but what parts of it can get on your nerves, and what parts can you appreciate?
I mean, it just get annoying sometimes.
They just get annoying sometimes.
But I just appreciate each one of them. I appreciate being able to be their older brother, being able to look out for them, protect them. I look forward to that responsibility.
Look forward
Say
to.
look forward to the response.
Yeah, 'cause you know it be getting real in these streets.
What street? What street?
In these school streets.
No.
We know, we've had some incidences.
Some
Straight ahead.
introduces.
Alright, who's got the next question? So I guess Zoe, maybe yours would tie into Eric's question. What do you think? You want to ask yours?
Do you want me to ask mine?
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes, ask
Yes,
your
please.
question.
Do family members ever get on your nerves? Yes or no? Explain why.
Do family members
Yes.
Yes.
ever get on your nerves?
Can we say the names?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah,
about to
please.
get real.
Alright.
Alright, let's do it.
Oh.
Starting with
That
Zoe.
might not go well.
Zoe, is there any names that you want to say?
I don't
Well,
think we should either.
Only one
names
name.
are
Only one name.
fine.
That could be a problem.
The most one who gets on my nerves a lot
I feel like it's me.
is Simone. But I love her.
Okay, leave it at that. Leave it at that.
But I love her.
That was great.
But they're roommates, so that ties into that.
Yeah, that's.
Any response?
And don't just say who gets to be honest with it.
But I have
I
more.
think it's
Just
me.
pick one
Just
favorite.
pick one.
Okay.
See, we.
Just leave it. Leave
It's
it.
yin and yang.
Yin and
It's
yang.
because we're roommates and it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
So anybody else have any confessions?
Well, in
I
that
know.
case, we have confessions
I know who
too.
gets
because
on you. Who
we
gets
get
on
on
your
each
nerves
other's
the most?
nerves.
Alright.
Probably.
Yeah, I know I do.
The family members that get on my nerves the most
It's one
are
word, it's
mom and dad. I'm joking. I'm
No,
joking.
you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No, I don't know.
What are you saying? Come on, honey, get it out.
He was trying to rap. I don't
know, but that was something. Work.
No,
Use your words.
I would say I can't choose between you and Dad, Taylor, or Zoe.
Oh, is it Todd?
Oh wow,
Yeah,
four of
Taylor's
us.
the one. Eric's chill, and Simone, I don't like. Simone's not like that annoying. Like she's annoying.
Earlier this week,
y'all.
But I would say you and Taylor used to have the same type of rivalry that Simone and Zoe have now, and you guys have come a long way. Wouldn't you agree that you guys are in a better place
I guess.
as siblings and roommates?
when Lauren knows when to joke and when not to joke, then yes.
Okay, mom and dad. The most
I
annoying
said
child.
it didn't have to be a child. We said family member.
Oh,
Yeah, your
alright.
mom
So I
said I
said you're
did.
bad.
None of you get on my nerves ever.
That's a lie.
Challenges.
Friends don't lie. No, just
Friends don't lie.
during the quarantine, we
stop.
started
We're watching a
Stranger
particular Netflix
Things.
show together, but they didn't give us any money, so we're not gonna say who they
We're
are.
not going to do
All right, what's the next question? Go ahead, Airshon.
What defines somebody as family?
That's a
What
good
does
one.
that define?
What define, like, what is the meaning? What makes, what's the definition of family? Define
what
definition.
What makes somebody family?
Love, trust, blood.
Is that what you think? Yeah, what do you think about when you
Because I have people I consider family that's not blood, and I have blood that I wouldn't really say are my family.
I hope
That's
it's none
deep.
of us.
It's not deep.
What do you guys think? What
I think-
defines you
I
guys?
think blood just makes you related. Like, it doesn't make you
Loyalty,
family.
honesty,
Oh.
faithfulness.
See what the point that Eric is making, because I think that, like, the first thing I think of is people that have my back no matter what.
Loyalty.
I
And
get
that
it.
would be loyalty.
You could have people you never met before.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
true.
Still your family,
Right.
connected by
So
blood.
Jesus said while he was doing his work, and someone was interrupting him and said, "Your brother and your mother are trying to get you or get your attention." And he said, "Who is my brother and my mother, except for those that are in line with the same focus of the will of God?" And so I'm like, there are certain people that you'll feel like you have a bond with that you're not blood related, but don't dismiss the blood family that you have. And I don't think that's for anybody in this room, but in case there's other folks that might be blood related that we just don't feel as close with. So I'll ask my question. Okay, well, Simone will ask your question.
You know I didn't answer Eric's question.
Okay, before we get to your question, Zoe, how would you answer Eric's question?
Wait, it's like what makes family?
Sure.
So, two people get married, and then those people have a baby.
Well, how do they have a baby?
I don't like talking about it, Daddy.
I don't like to. The way she looked at him and said, I don't like
All right,
talking
keep going.
about it, Daddy.
So, and then the people who get married may have a brother or sister. And then those people become the auntie or the uncle of the people who had the baby, and then like that. So then they have children, and then the two kids become cousins, and then those people's mothers, those are the grandmothers, and then fathers are the grandpas, and then it just follows up.
Eric, did that answer your question?
So
All right, thank you, Zoe. I
That was
appreciate
good
it.
how you
That
spelled
was
that
very
out.
good. It helped me out. So I'll ask my question. Family, is there anything or anyone that you would ever put in place over your family? And if not, how would you know?
I'm so.
I know.
That's a weird
I
question.
It is a weird question.
I wouldn't
So
go.
let's start with the first one. Is there anything or anyone that you would ever put
Yes,
in place
yes,
of your
yes,
family?
yes.
What does that
Okay.
mean?
God.
Isn't God a part of your family?
Exactly.
Wait, what?
Well, it depends on how you view him, I guess. And so I guess I would have Zoe's understanding or perspective to say God, but I think you're probably asking like other things.
So let me say outside of God. God's not an
Right,
answer.
I
We know
think that's
God's
where you're
automatic.
Then Jesus.
No.
Okay.
Okay. God,
So he
Jesus, and the
preached.
Holy Spirit. Aside from them, is there anything or anyone that you would ever or could ever put in front of your family?
If your intentions, like, it depends, like, what your intentions are, but I guess when I'm older, it'll be, like, my needs, I guess. I don't know.
What does that look like?
Like, I know how you said, like, Mom, how you went to, like, there were colleges that you could have went away to, but you stayed here because, like, people in your family were passing at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would do that.
Okay.
I probably would leave. Like, if they're already gonna, like,
Right. I
pass, there's
understand.
no point in, like, staying. Like, I would say goodbye and I'd come back, but it's like, you gotta, at some point, you gotta go off on your own way
I agree with that and
and be
understand.
your own person.
Yeah. So I would like to twist it a little bit, and I'm thanking God that that's not the case for us. But just to give a little bit of color to the conversations, there are times, unfortunately, where people put their habits or their preferences over their family. So like when you see somebody where like there's a struggle for the family, they're about to be put out or something. In those cases, sometimes they've chosen their addiction to gambling or their addiction to alcohol is more important to them than their family. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what it is.
But you know what? I think so. That's probably the underlying what I was looking for when I was asking this question. Like sometimes, Taylor's point I think ties in because when we talk about your needs to that person that has an addiction, they feel like that's their need.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's a certain level of selfishness and our agenda that it trumps. Now, there's some things that, like, you are going to have to make decisions for yourself as you get older. But if they're abusive decisions that get in the way of the family relationship, that's what we got to be able to look out for. I had to learn what it meant to be selfless. And that's a lot of what family's about, is being selfless. Simone, what question? You have the final question. What's your question?
Get you next.
So what about
I said, what's your question?
Oh, sir, stop.
Oh, why do I keep breaking
How
my
can-
neck going all the way back? I'm sorry.
My question is, how can we spend more time as a family?
How can we spend more time as a family?
Oh, I know.
What?
So we can watch movies, we can go to family activities, we can go out to eat, and then we can stay home and do things on the trampoline or go to the trail, and then we can play a game or
So you're suggesting we don't do that stuff? Or you're saying we could do more of it?
yeah.
You know what I've really enjoyed the past couple of days since we've been in our asylum?
Why?
That doesn't sound right. In our asylum,
Quarantine.
you mean just kind of in our
Stuck in our house.
social distance
Right.
or castle of just being stuck in the house?
So I've appreciated that we made the basement our own gym. 'Cause you know, one of the best things you guys got me, I guess for a
I don't
birthday,
work out.
was the weights. But I think that if we had the whole family doing it, that would be really cool.
I don't.
So me and Eric normally go into the unfinished part and we work out. But just coming out here and seeing you guys, Taylor and Mommy working together, and then Mama came down.
But I'm already skinny enough, and I don't want to be a stick when I'm older.
Yeah, but with gymnastics, you do have to be stronger, and we can give you exercises to be stronger.
So the point was that we were doing an activity together.
But I thought that was a great
But I think
activity.
it'll be distracting if we all did it at the same time.
Any other answers to Simone's questions?
So
I
do you
would-
have an answer to your question?
Spend time together.
What did she say? We should spend time together. Is how we should spend more time.
Well, I
together.
think
How
we
we
should
should
be-
spend more time together is like watching movies, eating together.
I would say we should take turns doing
Our
everybody's favorite
parents
thing.
buying us whatever we
That's a
want.
good idea. Did you hear that? She said
What?
taking turns doing everyone's favorite thing.
I can't really do it
So
now
what-
because you're trapped
All right,
inside
all right.
this
So
house.
what about? Okay, let's go down the list. Eric, what's your favorite family activity
Not favorite thing activity, your favorite thing. Like, what's
Okay.
your favorite thing to do?
that the family would do? That it may be something he doesn't want the family to, or we may not want the family to do.
Well, so what's something that you would want the family to do together then?
It's your thing.
Wait, something that you want to
What's
do?
something that you would enjoy or you think you would enjoy?
Like, for
the whole
instance, for
family
Eric,
to
if
do
he
together?
wanted to make a song, we could all make a song.
Well, that's what I
Or
would
for
do.
Zoe, if she wants to do gymnastics, she can try to teach us all how to tumble.
No,
No,
that's
no,
something they do, not
We
something
should
they
do-
want to do. Like
So
I
if
was
Taylor
going
wanted
to
us to
get-
play basketball, we'd all like.
But it's what you want to do exactly. So what's your favorite? So if you wanted about all of us to paint and you want to teach us how to draw
No,
dolls,
I don't
why
want
don't
to.
you teach us how to draw
Yeah.
dolls?
I want all you guys to do like.
So we
give
could
me
do.
something.
What did we go to? We went to one of those
The
painting
news, yeah,
things.
the paint.
So Simone could be our teacher, and we can all have canvases, and
Where we
she teaches
gonna
how to
go?
paint.
Yeah.
Or
And
Lauren
then
can
Lauren
teach us
can teach us a
TikToks
dance
or
move for
dances.
TikTok.
I'm the one that
She's
did
TikTok.
TikTok.
Simone can do TikTok. I don't care which one y'all want to do TikTok.
I
We
dance.
can
Mom
all
should
play
show us
Roblox.
a documentary.
straight.
I know
And-
all
We can all play
dances.
Roblox.
And
That's mean.
Mommy,
We can watch
can't we-
Mom could show us how to cook a meal.
We
in
could
the
watch
kitchen.
Anne
that's
Mommy.
not what mommy likes to do.
Mom.
That's just what
But
she
she wants to
does.
empower
with
her
her
kids.
Mom
Mommy.
wants us to read. We'll read.
We
Watch
can
us
all-
Or a music lesson. She could teach us a song together.
Hello.
play violin.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm trying
play
to get us to sing a song
Roblox.
earlier.
Buy it and get in it.
Get-
Play Roblox, you know? I was just joking around. Okay, so maybe we can do a gymnastics challenge, or we can disco to laser tag,
you
bowling,
chewing
or
gum?
mini golf, or maybe.
So whatever it is, we encourage you
No.
guys to talk with your families and identify some things that you guys can do together, and have your family members ask some questions about family and see what type of conversation you guys come up with. We're going to see you in another episode of 7 coming real soon. Until then,
Bye.
yeah, that. Bye-bye.